All right, folks, you want to get into crypto. You've been hearing all about crypto for the last 5, 6, 7 years. You missed the boat. You missed the last bull run. You missed the bull run before that. You keep telling yourself you want to get in. Well, now's the time to do it. We're in a bear market. Things have dumped a lot. Things are starting to come back a little bit. You're seeing the market start to recover and you want to get in. How do you start? Well, for me, if you're a US-based customer, the first thing I would want to do is you have to open a US-based exchange, something that's regulated by the US government, something that's based out of the United States. Let's take FTX, for example. FTX is an exchange based out of the Bahamas, but they also have a US branch as well. So this applies to people out of the US too, but let's look at FTX for US customers. You want to create an account. You want to put like 5 grand in there. You want it to be safe. You don't want to lose all your money. What are you going to do? You're afraid. Oh, you're going to open up an FTX account. You're going to get hacked. You're going to lose all the money. You're going to invest in a coin that goes to zero. What's the safest way to do it? Okay. First thing you have to worry about is security. It's very easy to open up one of these FTX accounts. It takes about 2 minutes. But without any security enabled, if your password gets hacked, you're done. People can go in and withdraw your crypto. Now, the great thing about most of these US-based exchanges, they have tons and tons of safety protocols, which makes it almost impossible for you to get hacked. The only way you can really get hacked is if the actual exchange gets hacked and lose all your money. But that's very, very, very rare for a US-based exchange. Okay, let's take a look. You created your FTX account. You're all ready to go. You've set up your bank account. You're going to fund it. The first thing you want to do, you want to go into account security. You want to enable two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is a passcode that's linked to your phone. If somebody doesn't have your phone, they cannot log in to your account. It's on the App Store. It's also on the Google Play Store. Basically, when you log into your account, it's going to ask you for your two-factor authentication. If you don't have it, you can't log into your FTX exchange. This goes for Binance, Coinbase, any of the exchanges that take two-factor. This is one of the most important things to enable. Now, a lot of people will say, you know what, I'm not going to do the two-factor authentication. I'm going to do the text message authentication. You don't want to do that. Why don't you want to do that? Because your phone can get SIM hacked. If your phone gets SIM hacked and somebody gets a hold of your text messages, they can easily log into your account. Basically, for example, I have an iPhone. If I decide to sell my iPhone on eBay or somebody steals it and I buy another iPhone, my old iPhone can still be linked to my new iPhone, meaning they can see text messages coming in on my old iPhone unless I basically wipe it clean. Or if I get SIM hacked, they can pretty much see my text messages without me even knowing about it. So, if they can get your text messages, they can log into your account. So while that is good to have, if you can't have two-factor, the best thing to have is the two-factor authentication. And some exchanges will allow you to have two-factor authentication and text message authentication and email authentication. Just enable everything. Just to be as secure as possible. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt when you log in and send crypto, but trust me, it's well worth it. Okay, what else do you want to do? Not all exchanges offer this, but you want to have a withdrawal password. That means when you want to take money out of your account, you have to put in a special PIN code. It's kind of like an ATM code. And don't make it your ATM password either. That's another layer of protection. That means even if somebody gets your phone and they log into your account, they still can't get in because they don't have your withdrawal password. They still can't take funds off the exchange. Okay. Anything else? Also, login history. Another thing I like to do is occasionally I'll go in and I'll look at the login history of my exchanges. If you see anything weird, like some weird IP address from like India or Japan or China, or say you're from Florida and you see a weird IP address from California and you weren't in California, that's a good time. Contact the exchange, change your password, change everything. You may have hackers trying to get into your account. Also, you want to have your accounts enabled, where if somebody does log into your account, you immediately get a text message and you immediately get an email. That way, if somebody does get in there, you'll know it right off the bat. Well, I'll get into my story, how I got hacked a little later. But for me, I think the best thing for a newbie is to basically be in, if you're just talking about a few $1,000s, under $5,000, is to be in a US-based exchange, an exchange that is regulated by the US government. Now, a lot of people will tell you, you should just create a hardware wallet on your phone. record the seed phrase down, and you control everything. The problem with that is, and now it's not a problem, that is a good idea, but if somehow you misplace that seed phrase, you'll never ever be able to log into your account again. Or if you do something stupid, or somebody steals that seed phrase, or what I did, which was ultra stupid, but I was only 1 month in crypto, I took a picture of my seed phrase. And the seed phrase is basically this. So when you create a hardware wallet on your phone, it's going to give you a seed phrase. This phrase allows you to get into your account if you lose your login credentials. The problem is, if somebody else gets a hold of this seed phrase, they can get right into your account and wipe it clean. So say you're new to crypto and you basically say, okay, here's my seed phrase. You take a picture of it with your phone. Well, your iCloud gets hacked. They have your seed phrase. They can steal all your money. And that's what they did to me. Well, they didn't steal all my money, but they stole like half of it. And this was back in like 2019. And it was a lesson learned, folks. It was a lesson learned, but that's how I got hacked. And a lot of newbies will take this seed phrase. One, they'll lose it. They'll write it down, or they'll take a picture or whatever. They either get hacked, they write it down, they forget about it. Everything's gone hunky-dory on their phone for 2 years. Something happens to their phone. They forget their login. They can't log in. They need their seed phrase, and their seed phrase is gone. So if you're going to create a self-custody wallet, very, very important, you take this seed phrase and you write it down. Write it down, and then double check it to make sure you wrote it down correctly. Okay, you wrote it down. You want to lock that bad boy up in a safe. If you don't have a safe, you want to hide it somewhere that if your house burns down, it's not going to get burned down. If your house gets robbed, they're not going to find it. It's up to you. But I have one of my seed phrases hidden somewhere that if a nuclear bomb goes off in my house, it'll still be there safe. Okay? That's how you want to look at this, especially if you're dealing with a lot of money. So you have your seed phrase. You write it down, you're good to go, and you hide it and you put it in the safe and you put it away and make sure you don't lose it. Now, okay. Another thing people can do is they can get a hardware wallet. You can get a hardware wallet, which adds another layer of security. What does that mean? You actually have to plug a USB drive into your computer. And once you do that, in fact, I'm going to go get my my hardware wallet. I'll show it to you. Okay. The most secure thing you can do is go on Amazon. Well, actually, don't go on Amazon. Go on the Ledger Nano or any other hardware wallet, but I like Ledger. Go on the Ledger Nano website. You can get one for like 30 or 40 bucks. These add an extra layer of protection, which are basically unhackable. How do they work? Well, it comes with one of these USB drives. You basically plug it into your computer. It gives you a seed phrase just like you would get when you're on your phone wallet for a recovery phrase. It gives you a recovery phrase. You write that down just like you normally would. That means if your hardware wallet gets stolen, gets lost, gets crushed, you can still basically recover all of your funds. So basically what this does is it means when this is not in your computer, nobody can get a hold of your funds. Nobody can log in. So basically your funds are not being stored online. They're pretty much, well, the access key is not being stored online. The access key is being stored on this wallet. So as long as somebody doesn't have this wallet and they don't have your seed phrase, they can't get in. It's a very simple process. There's a USB-C cord. You plug it into your computer. It asks you to create a new account. And basically at that point, you can just transfer your crypto onto this. There's a bunch of apps you can have. Like if you like Theta, you can have a Theta wallet, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Cardano. You can basically store it on this, and then you can basically lock it away in a safe. And that's what I do. And that way you're safe and nobody can steal your funds. Now, I think for a lot of people, this is overkill. I think if you're just starting out in crypto, you don't have to go this route. You can pretty much just go the either hardware wallet or US-based exchange. I'm actually a big fan of just US-based exchange if you're only playing with like $4,000 or $5,000, because the odds of these exchanges going under or getting hacked are very, very slim, especially an exchange like Coinbase, which is traded, on the stock exchange. It's just easier to deal with. You got the two-factor authentication. You can log in from your phone wherever you want. And you pretty much have them doing the custody for you. Now, if you're dealing with millions of dollars, you want to have some money on the exchange. You want to have a lot of money on your hardware wallet, and you want to have a lot of money on just multiple wallets. Most of your money wants to be on self-custody wallets, but you always want to have a little bit on the exchange so you can trade and have some fun. So that's what I would do. Now, you've done that. You've created your wallet. You're ready to go. You've loaded your money and you've loaded the money into the exchange. Well, what coins do you want to buy? See, the problem a lot of people have is they go in and they just start buying the random freaking coins that all the YouTubers are shilling. You want to stick pretty much to the top 30, top 40 coins. You want to make sure you have some Bitcoin. You want to make sure you have some Ethereum. And then it gets a lot riskier from there. But you want that high ROI. Okay, you got $5,000 to invest. You put 1,000 in Bitcoin, 1,000 in Ethereum, 1,000 in BNB, 1,000 in Cardano, and 1,000 in Matic. Although I wouldn't be buying Matic today. It just pumped big. So Matic already pumped, so you put $1,000 into either VeChain or Theta, okay? You don't want to go too much lower than this. Now, the odds are most of these coins have survived the last 5-6 years. They've been around through multiple bear markets, so they're probably still going to survive. But that's no guarantee because we did have Luna completely collapse. But Luna, if you research Luna, it was always a scam anyway, and the person behind it was a scam. But a lot of newbies got suckered into Luna because they listened to the scumbag. Not me. This is somebody you should listen to. That's me. But this scumbag YouTubers like BitBoy Crypto, who showed you guys Bybit and Leverage and all sorts of scam projects over the last couple years. And we can't forget Mr. Crypto Banter. So folks, these are the people, and I've done videos on this, you want to avoid these YouTubers who are basically scam artists. What they do is when you're new to crypto, you come in, they dazzle you with the fireworks and the bright lights, and you end up buying all these crappy coins that they tell you to buy, and then they go to zero. For example, Crypto Banter was a big pusher of Anchor Protocol and Luna. People lost all their money. You want to stick to the top 50 folks, and you should be safe. Don't listen to the YouTubers. You want to find a YouTuber who isn't constantly shilling you stuff. You know, I'm not going to recommend YouTubers, although I do like Benjamin Cohen, and you can listen to me too. I won't steer you wrong. But as soon as you see YouTubers shilling you the Bybit, and they're constantly doing sponsorships for shit, they're basically paid shills. They're not the people you want to listen to. Okay? But the thing with crypto is, and I think we all understand that, crypto is not like investing in stocks or putting money in bonds or just putting money in the savings account. This is highly risky stuff. Now, it's not just risky because you can lose all your money because the asset can go to zero. You can also lose all your money because it's not backed by the FDIC. And there's constant hackers and sharks and evil people trying to get your money. Once you put money in a crypto account, you're in a sea and you're surrounded by sharks between the scammer YouTubers, the hackers, the constant phishing emails you're going to get if you're on Coinbase and Binance of hackers just trying to get your information, the constant hacks against the coins that you have. These coins there's always people trying to hack these coins. The exchanges constantly getting hacked. If you've been in crypto for more than a couple years, you have been a part of a hack. Whether you lost money on Luna, Anchor Protocol, I had money on Bilaxi Exchange, that got hacked. I lost half my money on that. I lost money trading Luna. You're gonna get hacked. That's why it is so freaking risky. And I don't recommend crypto to a lot of people because a lot of people just don't understand how to keep their money safe. Keeping your assets safe in crypto is 90% of it. The other 10% is just holding. All you gotta do is hold for 2 years and then you'll make money. But so many people lose their money to hacks, and you have to understand, once you get hacked and lose that money, you'll never get it back. If somebody gets a hold of your seed phrase and you got $50,000 on there and they hack it, you'll never get it back. Nobody ever gets their money back. Because odds are the guy who took your money is living in China, India. He's gone. He's taking your money. There's nobody coming to get it. When I got hacked and I lost a bunch of money on my hardware wallet, I actually filed a report with my insurance company. And I had to call the police to file that report. And the police are just like, they know nothing about crypto. You're dealing with people with like an 80 or 90 IQ. They're government bureaucrats. They don't know how to get their money back. And even if they did, they're not going to. It would cost them millions of dollars to even track these people down. So you have to remember, once you lose your money in crypto, it's gone. A lot of these projects can go to zero. But the upside in crypto is tremendous. A lot of these projects on the top 50 are going to 30 to 50x within the next couple of years. A lot of these metaverse coins that are on KuCoin are going to basically 100x, and you can make a lot of money. But you have to be smart about it. You have to take security very, very seriously. And you can't be investing in projects that are pretty much just scams and are going to go to zero. But once you've done all that, you set up your exchange, you have your security down pat. All you got to do now that we're in a bear market is just buy a coin and then look back and wait 2 years, check back in 2 years, right after the halving, which is in 2024, check back again. You're probably going to be up 20 or 30x and sell and just rinse and repeat and just keep doing that. But the most important thing is avoid the YouTubers who are going to shill. The scams are going to get you wrecked, and make sure you have the proper security. Make sure you have the proper security enabled on the exchange. If you do all that, you should be good to go, and hopefully you're not going to get hacked. But you have to be very careful. A lot of people basically just open up an FTX exchange and they don't have any of the security enabled. Next thing you know, somebody gets your login password. They basically took all your money. Oh, another thing you can also do is withdrawal destination whitelisting. That means if somebody, all else fails, somebody gets into your account, they want to steal all your money, they can only withdraw money to an address that you approved. So like I said, on these exchanges, there's plenty of security to keep your money safe. You just have to basically use it, and you have to be smart about it. So for newbies, I don't think you should do a hardware wallet right off the bat. I don't think you should have a wallet on your phone. If you're just talking about a few $1,000s, US-based exchange, enable all the security, have your precautions, and just take it from there. And if you want to grow from there, then you can go to the hardware wallet or the wallet on your phone. But for me, and for a lot of newbies, I think the safest bet, US-based exchange, because at least they're kind of doing custody for you. And of course, what's the big rumor right now? What's the big FUD? Coinbase is going to go under. Binance is going to go. No, Coinbase isn't going to go under. It's a publicly traded company. They're not going to go under. They're fine. They're just cutting back, folks. We're in a bear market. In a bear market, these exchanges always fire half the people working there. They always cut back on expenses. They make all their money in a bull market. It's kind of like a pool. We all belong to a pool in the summer. That pool is not making any money in the winter. They make all their money in the summer. In the winter, they fire all the lifeguards, right? They fire the guy working at the bar. They fire the security guard. Nobody's working at the pool. There's like one guy. There's one security guard outside, and they got somebody looking over the grounds. In the summer is when they make all their money. Well, that's how it is with crypto in the bull market. In the bull market, the exchanges make money. Now, Celsius was not an exchange. That was a lending protocol. That's why they went bankrupt. That was a scam. Voyager was not an exchange. It was a lending protocol. Big old Ponzi scheme. US-based exchange. Coinbase, Binance, FTX.us. I think Kraken might make sure your exchange is licensed in the USA and they have a US office. FTX has an office in multiple offices in the United States. So does Binance. As long as it's regulated, you should be okay in the US. There's no guarantees. You can still lose all your money in crypto, but that's the safest bet. US-based exchange, start out with a few $1,000s. I mean, $5,000 in crypto right now, you could turn into 6 figures very, very easily in 2 years. In fact, $5,000 in Cardano right now, you could probably turn into 6 figures in 2-3 years. So there's money to be made right now. You just have to do it right and be smart about it.